Dylan Ramirez for 279. How lucky is Marvel that Captain America 4 had no competition? I said from the beginning that I thought the movie's going to come out be a failure. Obviously, they're lying about the budget. It's not $180 million. That's probably what the reshoots cost. They've been proven to lie about these reported budgets time after time. And when the tax documents comes out, it turns out they spent $100 million, $150 million more than they actually reported to the media trades. Just doesn't get revealed until about a year or two after. But for Captain America, I said for a long time that I personally thought that some of the nonsense surrounding the movie, the only silver lining was that it had zero competition. Nothing came out. We are looking at some of the worst weekends in box office history over the last few weekends because of the lack of competition Captain America 4 had. And even with that, even knowing all of those things, they're still sitting here and they're being forced, a lot of people out there are being forced to do massive cope over Captain America, Brave New World. Like this tweet. You'd think this was a joke or a parody account or something because that's how this feels. That's how it comes off because it's so laughable. But this is a real update and a real tweet and also factual. Captain America, Brave New World has surpassed Black Widow at the box office, becoming the 31st highest grossing film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, if the Marvel Cinematic Universe had 100, 200 movies in it, man, being 31st highest grossing, that could be pretty impressive. Doesn't feel quite as impressive when there's 35 MCU movies, does it? Now, it's true that it did just surpass Black Widow's worldwide global box office run. Keep in mind, Black Widow was released on Disney Plus on the same day it came out in theaters. In fact, Scarlett Johansson sued Disney because of their decision to put it on Disney Plus, which as a result lowered the box office total. So that's the movie you're bragging about passing, just for the record. Thought we should clear that up. But yeah, let's put this in perspective, shall we? This is the entire list of Marvel Cinematic Universe entries. Obviously, you got a lot that have hit over $1 billion, several in the $800, $900, $700 million range, depending on when those came out and what their budget was. Certainly, you got to put all those things into context when you're talking about profitability. Or we got to scroll all the way down here to the bottom 5 till you get to Captain America, Brave New World. The Marvels, we know that was a colossal, massive, the biggest disaster they've ever had. The Incredible Hulk, $265 million. You know what that would be? That came out in 2008. You know what that would be in today's money? About $400 million. Still higher than where Captain America, Brave New World is currently at right now. Captain America, the First Avenger, $370 million. Remember, a lot of shills were bragging about it passing that, the movie that came out in 2011. You know what $370 million at the box office would be in today's money? Around $525, potentially $550 million. So when you factor in inflation, it doesn't have a prayer's chance of hitting that. And then there's Black Widow, like we just talked about. And then wouldn't you know it, Captain America, Brave New World. Now, I do think that it is because of, again, the no competition, it's gotten it this far. I think it's going to creep just a little over $400 million by the end of its run, end up somewhere between Eternals and probably Shang-Chi might have a chance of getting to 430. But here's the thing. When you factor in even the fake budget they gave us, which is a $180 million production budget, add on top another $100 million in marketing, it would still need to hit around $560 million at a bare minimum to actually break even. This is a massive loss for them. And that's not even counting the extra, I don't know, around 150 to 250 or to 200 million they actually spent on this movie. The budget is somewhere between $350 and $375 million, which might sound outrageous, but when you look at the actual updated reported budgets once they're forced to file tax returns, that's right on par with Multiverse of Madness, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, The Marvels, those movies. All had similar budgets when you take the actual accountants that they had to file. the actual numbers they had to file in the UK to get their tax benefits. That's what they spent on those movies. So it's really not as ridiculous or ludicrous as it seems. It is a massive failure for them. And I cannot believe that this is a real tweet from somebody who probably, all about Marvel. I would imagine they like Marvel. They're trying to put a positive spin on this. They even made a graphic for it and everything. The 31st highest grossing film in MCU history! Exclamation point. How are you bragging about that? What a complete and total pathetic failure.